Hey, today is January 28th of 2013. This is Lucky Smith reporting for Star River News Magazine, and I'm here with doing a Skype interview with. Go ahead, guys.
It's Matthew Smith and Solly Hemus.
And you guys, I understand. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Matt first. I understand that you are a producer as well as director, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm very fortunate to own my own production company, Real Stream Productions, with my co-partners Lamar Billups and Ben Milliken.
And
so we do everything over there. We produce, we direct, I write. I don't know. It's like I call it the Muppet Show. We do everything.
And what made you go from? Because you were you worked at Disney, correct? And you were an actor. So
yes.
What made you decide to go from acting to creating your own production company?
You know, it was not on purpose and not at all planned, to be quite honest. I'd been doing theater, and I did Broadway when I was a kid, and then we moved to Los Angeles when I was 15, and I was very lucky to work on Nickelodeon and Disney and a bunch of other shows and channels. And right around 21, I kind of had this realization I had been working since I was 9, and I never really got to do anything but work. So I was kind of getting a little bit, I guess a little bit fed up with just a lot of the people that I was hanging out with in Hollywood. And I decided to go on a road trip, and I went on this road trip that ended up lasting 9 months. It was amazing. It was like this huge spiritual kind of experience for me. And I came back, and I started acting again. This is now like early 2010. And on my road trip, one of the places that I had fallen in love with was the Gulf of Mexico and New Orleans and Mississippi. And when the oil spill happened in 2010, I decided I wanted to go down there, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I wanted to shoot a documentary about what was going on. So one thing sort of led to the other, and I met my business partner Lamar down there, and we ended up coming back to LA, and what was originally supposed to just be a small little company that made YouTube videos, now has grown to, a full-blown corporation, and we have 20 employees, and, we get to kind of create anything we want, which is so... I'm really, really grateful for it. It's just so not at all where I thought things would be, and it's just one of those things, I guess the universe just kind of put it in my lap, and I'm very grateful for it.
And what are some of the movies that people can find from your production company?
Well, Out in the Open, which is what Solly and I are promoting right now, is the first one that's actually coming out this year. We just completed another film called Somebody Marry Me, which just broke 7 world records because it was the first film ever shot in one take. So it's 98 minutes long, and it's shot in one take, and it's directed by John Asher, and that should be out probably in the summer or the fall. We have another movie called No Valley coming out, and also another one called It Feels Like Rain. So this is our first, we've had the company for 3 years, but this is the first big year we have where, a lot of things are coming out that people are going to get to see.
And Out in the Open, let's talk about that. That's a real-life documentary involving both of you guys, correct? Is this like this was part of your story? Yes. So, what inspired you guys to create that film?
It actually started out as this, I was an ambassador at Pride in 2010, and I remember thinking to myself, I was like, God, gay people are so boring. Why do people have these stereotypes of us? We're just like everybody else. And that sort of grew and grew until last year, finally, actually almost exactly a year ago. It was probably about late January of 2012. I decided that it was time to actually make the film. So we started out by contacting GLAAD and interviewing a bunch of celebrities and straight allies. And like we have Greg Louganis and Carson Kressley and Eric Roberts. And we were getting these amazing interviews, but my writing partner, one of them, Ben Milliken, who also produced on it with me, he said we were trying to figure out what was missing. And he finally, because I really wanted to stay behind the camera on this one, I didn't want to be that stupid actor that goes, I'm going to make a movie, a documentary, but then you're in it. And he said, you got to follow you and Solly, because the relationship was new, and it was really, we were falling in love, and he could see it. And, Sally here was really awesome for just going with it because, within a few weeks of dating, we had camera crews on us almost all the time. So it sort of evolved naturally. So it's a really upbeat, funny LGBT documentary, and it's the first of its kind in that way because there's so many out there that are just kind of down and, very, just kind of makes you feel like everybody has AIDS or they're all in these, these militaristic activists. And I wanted to do something different. So it's actually, we hit hard subjects, but it's an upbeat film. Yeah.
Sally, are you an actor?
I'm getting there. I don't want to call myself an actor quite yet, but I'm working on it.
So how did it feel going from, because, when you're an actor, you're in the production and media world, you're kind of used to having cameras following you around. So how does it feel going from being an ordinary guy, falling in love with your boyfriend, to, oh yeah, you're on screen now?
It's definitely interesting.
Is this what you signed up for?
I think he knew what he was getting into
I knew what I was getting myself into with everything, so it wasn't too much of a shock, but it was still definitely weird waking up with a camera crew in your bedroom.
Oh, you guys had the cameras on 24/7 for how long?
4 weeks. We shot it for 4 weeks. Basically, almost 4 to 6 weeks because it was pretty much around the clock for that amount of time. And then we had an extra 4 weeks where we shot certain things. One of the coolest parts of the movie, at least my favorite part of the movie, is we actually have on film the first time that our parents meet. And that was not scripted or, planned at all. It had so happened there was unfortunately a death in Sally's family, and his family had to come down to L.A. For the funeral. And we said, well, I guess they can meet now. So they did, and we brought the camera crew with us.
So imagine how nerve-wracking that is with your family's meeting plus a camera crew on them.
And we didn't know how they'd react, so.
and your family is not movie-oriented as well, correct?
Yeah, my family's not in the show business at all.
His uncle was a famous baseball player who he's named after. But as far as film, no.
So, what is your everyday life like now without the cameras being on? Because a lot of reality shows, everybody breaks up at the end, but you guys are still together.
Yeah, I know, right? It's what is our daily life like? It's different every single day. The last 4 months we've been traveling so much, just because of the holidays, and then we're on this press tour right now for Out in the Open, which comes out tomorrow. Yeah, which is just crazy. We've been getting these really good reviews and just kind of traveling. We based ourselves out of New York for these few weeks to do all the media out here. And if you go on outintheopenmovie.com, you can click on the press link and kind of see what we've been doing. But our everyday lives, I guess,
we don't have a normal everyday life right now. But normally, when we're back in LA, it's pretty boring. Pretty boring. Matt goes to work. I'll work on some stuff. Go grocery shopping.
Yeah, it's very domestic. Yeah, and then I get home at night, and then we usually watch. We have 5 shows we love. One of which just got canceled, which I'm mad.
What are your 5 TV shows that you guys love to watch together?
Happy Endings, American Horror Story, The Bee in Apartment 23, which just got canceled. I'm so mad about that. We like Family Guy, and then what else? There's a couple. Oh, and then Law and Order SVU.
Oh yeah, me too. I like to watch Law and Order as well. And what did it take? How long have you started in show business, Matt? What was your from beginning to now? What made you decide to go, hey, I want to be an actor, or was it something that you're thrown into?
No, my mom tells this really funny story of when I was 2. I would cry on her bed and beg her for an agent, and she thought I meant a real estate agent. She didn't know what I meant. Because my family was not in the business at all. I don't ever remember a time not wanting to be in entertainment. Finally, my mother, she really wanted me to enjoy my childhood, so she made me wait until I was about 9 before she enrolled me into some acting classes. And what ended up happening, to her bewilderment, was the first audition I went on ever for a big show here in New York. I booked. So that was pretty much the end of everything, I think, because from then on, I was 9 years old and I was working professionally. So I did theater from 9 to 14, and I realized I felt like, I don't know, this is really weird to say, but even now I felt very accomplished in theater, and I felt like I had done a lot, and I really wanted to move on to film. And it's something I guess I'd always really deep down wanted to do. So I did a 2-year program in my high school, and I moved to Los Angeles when I was 16. I was very, very fortunate because I was able to get an amazing group of agents and managers around me who helped me a lot, and that was from my work here in New York. And then I started booking. I did a lot of kids shows, which were, or I guess they're teen sitcoms, but they were a lot of fun. And then, like I told you, I took a break when I was 21, a self-imposed and a completely out of nowhere break. It was literally like that. I just decided that I needed to kind of find myself more. And once I got back around to LA, it was so enticing, the idea of making my own stuff, and it's scary and it's freeing at the same time. It's freeing because it ultimately comes down to what kind of media do we want to make at Realstream. It's scary, like the first 3 reviews that came in, 2 were great and 1 was horrible, and that's just life, and that's gonna be in any project we do. But it's just so I feel so vulnerable, but I also feel so free, and working on a project like this with not only the person I love, but also my family and his family and my friends. I mean, it was a little pet project that we're really fortunate, got so big. I keep laughing about Solly because we got back the movie posters, and it was a giant picture of Solly. It's him and I kissing, but you see his face. So he's been thrown into a lot, and I think he's taking it in stride. And we just there's so much on the horizon. I just the movie that I told you about, Somebody Marry Me.
Yeah.
The one-shot film. That was the first movie that I acted in and I produced on. So that was really cool. And that was with Ray Abruzzo from The Sopranos. So him and I had a really funny thing going, and that was also the first gay character I've ever played, so that was a lot of fun too. And weird to say that, being a gay guy, at 24, I finally got my first gay role, and I've been acting since I was 9. I've been very, very fortunate. I'm very lucky. I'm so proud of Out in the Open. It's getting a really good response, and I keep calling it the first gay movie for straight people, because it's funny and it kind of just shows and sheds a whole new light on what the gay community is, and we're not all these militant, flamboyant, crazy people. That there's a lot of
everybody has AIDS and we're all gonna die because of using AIDS and speed, right?
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
Yeah. When did you come out, or when did both of you guys come out? I
like the first.
I came out a lot later than Matt, early 20s, so in college.
And what was it like coming out? I mean, was your family acceptable, or?
They were wonderful. They were completely accepting. Everyone was. I think in my head, though, I built it up thinking something, everyone's going to not like me anymore. Something horrible is going to happen when I do this. And as soon as I did, I went, oh, well, that was easy. That was it.
I came out for the first time when I was 15. I came out to my parents and my really close friends. I had a serious relationship that lasted a few years, actually. So I came out when I was 15, and my parents, they knew already. I had also built it up in my head as being this, oh my God, everyone's gonna hate me. I'm gonna have to go out and be on my own. And my mom just looked at me and she's like, oh, okay, cool. And my dad kind of gave me the same reaction. When I moved to LA, it was hard because I found myself, 10 years ago in Los Angeles and Hollywood was a lot different than it is now. And, even though that doesn't seem like that long, it seems like there was a lot of pioneers. There wasn't a lot of gay role models out there. There was no Neil Patrick Harris. There was no Matt Bomer. Yeah. There wasn't, it was a different playing field, especially for guys. You had the Rosies and the Ellens, but you didn't really have any men that were officially out of the closet. So I was kind of told just to not say anything. Don't really mention it one way or the other. And I get on these shows, and with Disney, you have all these 13-year-old little girls who idolize you, and they want to be dating you or whatever. And I think I keep this whole press sort of been interesting because I'm getting all these really good questions, and I'm kind of realizing a lot, but I don't think I was mature enough to come out publicly at that point, and I don't think I would have known how to handle it even though the spotlight was a little bit brighter, I don't know that I would have done it correctly. And when I finally decided to just come out, it was 2010. I didn't make an announcement. I didn't, do any press. I just started telling people that I was gay. This film is sort of, I guess it's a very public way of outing myself in case no one, there were people out there who didn't know. I'm not sure. But, it's not about that for me. We made this film for, two different groups, and that's the straight people, so the teachers, the friends, the parents of maybe the LGBT kids out there, and also the at-risk gay youth. We spoke at Philadelphia on Friday at, it was called the Attic Youth Center. It was a center for at-risk gay youth, and it was amazing. Watching them watch parts of the film. I think for us it was really fulfilling.
Yeah, the response from them was amazing.
Yeah.
And after you came out, Matt, has certain roles, or did you receive any negative backlash? Because I know certain production companies that you were working with are very conservative.
Yeah, of course. There was definitely backlash. It was never. It's funny. It was in some cases. There's this term in Hollywood they like to use. It's called light. So they won't say the word gay, but if maybe you're reading for a role, they want you to come in for something, then you'll walk out and you'll hear the feedback is that he was a little light, which really just means a little bit too girly or whatever, gay. So start to get a lot of that out of nowhere, and then if it wasn't blatantly because I was gay, it was some other strange reason, or I'd go really, really far in the process, all the way to testing for something, and then, it just wouldn't go through. But, now that things have progressed the way they have, I don't think I'd have it any other way. I'm getting a lot more offers now, which is weird. Because of this film, I think, and just because of the work we've been doing. And I've had to say no to some stuff because we're so busy with the films that we're doing at my company. But, I keep saying if there's that really great, gay role, I'll totally take it, and even, whatever. I mean, if there's something that really, really strikes me, I think I would do it. I'd love to go back to one of those networks and play an LGBT character. I think it'd be funny and fun.
And what advice would you have for people who are struggling, especially with their careers and coming out? I mean, what advice do you have for those individuals, teenagers or young adults? Because a lot of people are afraid to come out too, because it may hinder their career.
You know what? I always use one of my best friends, and she's also one of the producers on the film, Cassandra Church, who was in 90210 and a bunch of other movies. One of the best tips of advice that she ever got was someone to explain her flaws. And flaws sounds like a negative word, but, I always, after she told me that, and, we were working together a lot, she's right. The best thing you can do, and I got asked the same question at the youth center we spoke at, people are so afraid of hiding. What happens is, if you hide the fact that you're gay, a lot of the times you end up really stiff and you look like you're not, because you're acting, and then you're acting on top of acting. So you're acting what your interpretation of what you think is straight, and then on top of that, you're trying to play a character, so you're going to come off, not that good. There are plenty of roles, especially nowadays out there for, gay people, lesbians, trans people, whatever. And even if you don't want to explicitly say, hey, everyone, I'm gay, you don't have to hide it either. You have to be who you are. What defines you, especially when you're a teenager, when you're finding who you are, and to hide what defines you, I think is really a shame. And part of acting is, I think a lot of people have this image of it like putting a mask on. It's not. It's finding within different pieces of yourself. So if you don't accept even one little piece, you're gonna be screwed. So I say just exploit who you are, be who you are, and use that to create your characters. And any really, really good acting teacher will tell you that.
Any advice, Oli, for coming out?
I think his is interesting because he didn't really have a choice. It was like, we're dating and you're in a movie. So what do you have to say for not having a choice in some ways?
We are who we are, and it's hard to say. It's just I was so accepted. I have a good story, and everyone has their own story. I'm not sure
And what do you say to the kids, though? We're afraid.
You were afraid? Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid. You have your whole life in front of you, and this is such, this shouldn't be something that you're building up to make such a big deal to stop you from living your dreams and being who you are. You just be you, come out, and move on.
Well, and I say, be confident in your decision. Don't come out and then go, oh, I'm going to be a victim and I'm expecting to get beat up. No, screw bullies. Screw people are going to beat you up. Just embrace it. I'm going to tell you something. The people in my life that, especially the younger people when I was younger, that did not get bullied were actually the most confident gay people that I knew. And it was funny because sometimes they'd be the most flamboyant, but they were so okay with themselves that no one bothered them because they found their own group of friends, they found their own niches, and it was like, even like the jock bullies or whatever, they just didn't feel like they had any power over them because they were so confident. Confidence is a really, really, really scary thing to bullies. Mm-hmm. So I think being confident in your decision is something that is, I think, really, really paramount and very important.
And what's your next step? You guys need about 5 films that you're working on. What's next on the agenda? Oh, wait. Sorry, backtrack. First question. Out in the Open is coming out tomorrow. Is it going to be in theaters?
It's going to be in select theaters, but it's coming out everywhere tomorrow on DVD. It'll be in Kmart, Barnes & Noble, Sears, and online. Amazon. Yeah, actually, Amazon is, if you want a bargain, go on Amazon. I think it's like $5 off right now. Yeah, until tomorrow. And you can go on our website, outintheopenmovie.com, and you'll see where you can buy the DVD, what theaters it's playing in. It's also one of the first films to get a multi-platform release, which means in history it's very rare, but it's going to be available on Netflix tomorrow, it's going to be available to buy tomorrow, and it's going to be in theaters tomorrow. So it's really exciting for us. Part of the reason for that multi-platform release, though, so those kids out there who are maybe too afraid to say, hey, Mom, Dad, I want to go to a movie theater to see this movie, they can go online, they can order it, they can go to the Netflix, they can, however they need to see it, it's accessible.
And what movie theaters in LA are they available? Do you know where you guys are showing them at?
It'll be posted on our website. I don't know their names. I know it makes me a horrible producer. I've been on the road so much. But if you go on outintheopenmovie.com, I believe tomorrow they're going to be posting everything for dates and times and stuff. And it's also getting a foreign release, so it'll be in Europe too for those international viewers.
Yeah, because I want to see it personally too. Because I was there for the release party. I saw the clips. I'm interested. I'm bisexual, so it hits home for me as well because. Right. There's a negative stigmatism against lesbians, gays, bisexual, homosexual. It doesn't matter. It's like people have these perceived notions that are not true. They can't understand that not everybody who is attracted to the same sexual orientation as an actor necessarily, or there's
an activist.
It's just crazy. Or they assume we're all having some type of STD with a drug problem. I'm like, what?
Exactly. We all use needles and we all have AIDS and we're all we all are promiscuous. I mean, it goes on and on. Yeah, that's the thing about the film. And I made a really. I feel I'm proud of my choice, but it was an interesting choice, and I know that. Which was to only show, positive supporters of LGBT. And, in a documentary, you're supposed to be, I guess, a little bit more down the middle and have people who don't like gay people and have people who do like gay people. But I said, screw it. There's so many out there like that, and I wanted people to see, that there's so many normal, honest, cool gay people. And on top of that, there's so many straight allies that support the gay, bisexual, lesbian, trans populations out there. And that's that's one of the biggest things I've been saying over and over again is that, our straight allies are the best allies we can ask for because, that's that once other straight people see if there's straight people that support us, we're going to be in a much better position.
Thank you. Go ahead and give us your websites where people can find your Facebook, Twitter, for you as well. Sally, do you have anything else that you want to add before we start to wrap this up?
Just go to our website, outintheopenmovie.com. You can find our Facebook, our Twitter.
His Twitter is what's it?
At Hemus, Hemus, S.
And my Twitter's on the website, but it's Active Matt, so like an act of God, ACTOFMATT. But you can go on the website outintheopenmovie.com, and you can it kind of links to everything, so you'll see right on the bottom there all the links. And I encourage everyone to go out and buy it, see it, rent it. It's a really funny movie, and I liked it. Not just because I directed it, but I think it's good. I get a sneak peek, so in about 20 minutes I get to go see I haven't seen the complete finished polished DVD.
Ooh.
So I'm getting a box of them in about 20 minutes, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I get a day early.
And Sally, what can we expect next from your career?
Next is actually Sollywood. They're doing a TV show about me and reality show, following me around and figuring out what I'm going to do in LA.
Nice. And a message for your fans. Do you guys have?
Oh God, I'm just so grateful to all of my fans, which are now Sally's fans too.
Yeah.
For all the support. It's been amazing, and just knowing how cool the younger generation is out there, that they're so accepting of the LGBT community, is awesome. So just thank you, and go buy the film, because it's helping to support a really good cause.
Thank you. And Sally, do you have a message for your fans?
Just thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the movie.
Thank you. And this is Lucky Smith signing off.